Alright, it's been a while since I've done a replay cast. It's not usually my thing, but I had a particularly good one I wanted to talk about where I was on Cathay facing WWD on Kislev. So, start off, this is just after patch 1.2 came out, so I was testing some things. I wanted to see how Crane Gunners did versus Kislev. I have a Dragonblooded Shugen and Lord of Yang with the Dragon's Breath spell. I have an Astromancer with only Uranus Thunderbolt. I do have one Terracotta Sentinel. I am giving that a try. I have two Jade Warrior Crossmen with shields, a Peasant Archer because I had the money, and then front line of Jade Warriors, a back line of Peasant Spearmen, and then we have two Peasant Horsemen on each flank. Large is trying to help us out. I've recently realized that Crane Gunners are pretty bad at dealing with single entities. Like, Giselles for the Skaven were very good at dealing with single entities. But the Crane Gunners are awesome at killing infantry, so it's just kind of a rethink there. I take the cavalry engagements against Griffin Legions, which I know I'm going to lose, which I should mention, by the way, the enemy has, it looks like, 4 Griffin Legions, 2 Streltsy, a bunch of Zargard, and an Ice Witch of Ice with 1 Armored Kossar in the middle. Anyway, I take the fight with the Peasant Horsemen that I know I'm going to lose just to hold these guys in place for some archers and for some spells to support. On the other side, I'm doing a very similar thing with archers and Thunderbolt support, just trying to get some damage on the Griffin Legion since I know my Peasant Horsemen are going to get crumped. And I don't have enough infantry to defend my backline properly, so it's all about getting what damage I can while I can before they get here. Crane Gunners, meanwhile, have torn apart Armored Kossars, and they've switched on to the Zargard since then. And I am damaging their front line pretty well on the advance. Dragonblooded Shugen and Lord of Yang is still sitting over here. I think she's about to get an Overcast Breath attack onto this Griffin Legion. Doing a little bit of poke damage, but since the Dragon Breath attack nerfs have hit, it does feel pretty bad against Cav, which is fine. It's still an incredible spell overall, so the nerfs were warranted. Ice Witch of Ice is trying to push through the front line of all these spears, taking a little bit of damage. I think even these archers will refocus onto her soon, while the Crane Gunners are still just melting through Streltsy. Griffin Legion is pushing in on the Jade Warriors Crossmen, who are getting hit with an upgraded Heart of Winter. They are totally fine with taking that damage. Somebody has to. Griffin Legions have beaten up my Peasant Horsemen, and now they're realizing that they need to get around and flank some of my ranged units, and I'm trying to get out what damage I can while I still have some time. The Ice Witch is taking a ton of damage from these archers. She is on horseback, meaning that she's a little more susceptible to ranged fire. Meanwhile, the Griffin Legion have killed a Jade Warrior Crossman shields. And the Terracotta Sentinels and Peasant Bowmen have pulled back to try and help defend the Crane Gunners. Quick little Overcast Dragon Breath still does a bit of damage to Zargard, but it's mostly to keep the Jade Amulet regen going for my Winds of Magic. Also, again, I am learning patch 1.2's feel, and it, the Dragon Breath nerfs that were warranted do feel pretty bad against armor targets, so I should probably stop using it there. Crane Gunners trying to get a few pot shots on the Griffin Legion. No point really running away just yet with them in my mind because I thought they were going to get catched no matter what, and now they're trying to pull back. Here's the first of things.
An inhuman reaction.
There's a pattern to that, but she dodged my dive.
An
And she
inhuman
dodges
reaction.
another dive. It's kind of insane. Kind of insane. Summons her Snow Leopard, and now she's following me. Meanwhile, there's a whole bunch of things forming as I throw Peasant Horsemen who are almost dead into Griffin Legions and such, but she is keeping me on the ground with some Frostbite effects. And I end up turning around and fighting her. I do get one hit on her. She only has 35 melee defense while I have 55 melee attack, so I thought I could get a few hits in, but with the Snow Leopard, I don't really want to stay and fight, so I'm just trying to get back in the air, which I can finally do. Back here, I have a metric shit ton of spears, all peeling off things. Griffin Legion here, as soon as their Unbreakable wears off, they will actually probably die. And in the back, my Shugi Lord is going to breath attack some Streltsy. Good for you. Good job. I thought about attacking these Armored Kossars, but then I see the Snow Leopard has left the Ice Witch of Ice. Here we go! Damn it! Miss another charge attack. Damn it! Miss another charge attack because she's dodging. Like, that's dodging more than RNG. Then I do hit her there. I can't tell if I did damage or not. I think I did damage. But I know she is proving to be quite tanky. She gets a nice Heart of Winter over here. It's going to hit multiple units, but I am already pathing out of it, so I can get back away from there. Back up to the sky with the Shugi Lord. Here, this looks more blobby than it is. It's a lot of unit cards, but I threw all 3 of my dead Peasant Horsemen at these Zargards. That's 3 unit cards right there that is really, one Peasant Horseman's worth of horses all put together. And we have Peasant Long Spearmen's trying to path out, get onto the Streltsy, maybe surround the Zargard a little bit. Jade Warrior Crossman shooting. Jade Warrior Crossman over there shooting. And we do secretly have our super sneaky crane gunners rallying on the far side. Snow Leopard Summon has faded away. Without that to protect her, I decide the Shugi Lord has to go fight the Ice Witch again. Again, I have 15 more melee attack, and I have 5 more melee defense, so I feel like I can win that fight pretty nicely. Crane Gunners will soon be rallied, and this guy's doing okay. Dodges another one. Dodges another one. Slips in behind me, gets the hit off. Then I need to piece out of here because I'm getting shot with Strelts and all this stuff. She almost gets another hit off onto me. At this point, I am pretty done getting juked out. I am over it, and it's time to leave. So, bounce power slightly me favored. Crane Gunners are trying to shoot over this hill a little bit, and they kind of are, thank you, patch 1.2, but they can't really see anything, so I should move them up soon. We're killing lots of Zargard.
Reactions.
This lady, I think she just dodged a sentinel shot, but I might have missed it. And he is going to chase after her. Can he do it? Not quite. But we still have a full health Terracotta Sentinel this late in the game, so that's pretty brutal for the enemy. These peasant archers, I forget what I was telling them to shoot, but I didn't notice how close they were to the front line now, so that's a mistake. I do notice how the crane gunners need to come back. Quick little breath attack on the armored Kossars does some good damage. Also just wanted to get some Winds of Magic going back. So the fight continues on. Peasant archers really do need to step back. That's my mistake. But now I don't want to move them because I want the Zargard to stay here for this lightning bolt that's coming in. Quick little rear charge on them, trying to lower their leadership enough to break them while the crane gunners continue to poke these other Zargard in the back. I decide these Streltsy have to go. Terracotta Sentinel is going to follow them around and try and knock them off this map. Routed one Zargard. Other Zargard is so close to routing. Other Zargard is also getting down there. Crane Gunner's still firing over into these Zargard. And this Ice Witch is out in the middle of nowhere. I'm thinking about taking a fight with her. So, damn it, went over her.
Reactions.
That one's just a miss. That's a miss. She hits me. And I think I get staggered 3 times in a row. Then I try to retreat because I'm routing. He misses, which I'll get back to that later. He misses. And she kills my guy. So she gets like 3 or 4 hits in a row, and I missed, I think, 2 or 3, but also she dodged another one. Which most of it has been really good micro from WWD. I'm not trying to say all of it's unlucky. It is just funny. But most of, like, those dodges were 99.99% him. Kind of surprised that one didn't hit. But, we'll see. Anyway. Everything's routing now. Except for the Terracotta Sentinel, who's literally unbreakable, and my Astromancer, who I'm trying to get his Encourage aura around some of these Peasant Long Spears that are getting close to breaking. Terracotta Sentinel is fighting Zargard, and Long Spears are going to go fight Streltsy. Streltsy will kick their ass, but I just need to stop them from shooting the Sentinel for a little bit. Quick fast forward, as we do a little bit of... Ice Witch kills off the Crane Gunners. Astromancer is grouping up an awful lot of Long Spears. And there are very few Kislev forces left opposing the Terracotta Sentinel, who's just trying to chain route them into oblivion. Quick charge in. Again, these guys are grouping up. And I will get a lightning bolt right here onto these 2 Zargard units. That's going to be pretty crucial. 44 and 23 models. 43. So, yeah. After that strike, took out like 12 or so Zargard. Astromancer and the Long Spears are coming. Zargard have popped their Unbreakable. Other ones are terror routing. Other ones are coming back in. Streltsy are still running, which is very good for me. And it is time to duel.
But inhuman reactions.
God damn it. So she dodged again. At this point, I'm going to retreat towards my other force because they're coming to help me out. So no reason for me to sit here and get killed. Run! Run! And then this is an epic shot. Look at this shit. So now that Rohan has come to Gondor's aid, he turns and he leads the charge.
But inhuman
Body some of
reactions.
them, and then a rear charge at this point. Now it's a rear charge because of the Astromancer coming in behind them. I give him attack orders onto the Ice Witch. Mass Route coming in for Kislev. That one he just misses.
An inhuman reaction.
Yet another inhuman reaction. It's just been insane on this Ice Witch. Peasants are chasing off Zargard because all the Zargard are routing. Doesn't matter if the peasants are weaker. I have Zargard with great weapons fighting here. And Ice Witch comes in again. Now that charge went past her, and that one finally hit. So I was curious if any of the other ones hit or not, or how that works. But, you know, that charge attack that almost missed hit. She's bullying the Astromancer. She keeps knocking him over. She can't quite finish him off, but she has been solo carrying this entire game on her back. And now the Terracotta Sentinel hits her. It looks like she is finally tired out from dodging, like, everything this entire game. And, one more butt-ump will do it as he charges past and hits her. So that was pretty good. It was mostly the Ice Witch trying to do everything herself. 2,000 value on her. Griffin Legion, 1,000 on one of them. Most of them didn't pay for themselves. Zargard did pretty well. Streltsy did pretty well, honestly, too. Shugi Lord of Yang did not get a lot done, as everything was heavily armored. Her Dragon Breath couldn't get a ton, and she had horrific... She got outplayed, but also horrific RNG against the Ice Witch. Terracotta Sentinel did fine. He did what he had to. Crane Gunners carried pretty hard. So did the Astromancer. Some of the archers did well, some didn't. Peasant Horsemen did what they had to. And Peasant Long Spearmen were Giga Chads as usual.
An inhuman reactions.
Subscribe, yes, yes.